Let's talk about professional communication. For a lot of us, just hearing that phrase can make our palms sweat a little. But what if we could flip the script on those big, high stakes conversations? What if they weren't scary hurdles, but actually amazing opportunities? Well, we're going to show you how. Okay, just imagine this. You're at a conference. The room is buzzing, and standing just 10 feet away is the person. The one who could be your mentor, your dream boss, your next big collaborator. Your heart starts hammering in your chest. So what's the move? Do you turn and walk away, or do you step up and say hello? That single moment is exactly what we're going to get you ready for. So here's our roadmap. We are going to build your professional conversation toolkit, piece by piece. First, we'll see why this is a true superpower. Then we'll cover how to break the ice, steer the conversation, listen like a pro, make a smooth exit, and finally, how to nail your own 60-second pitch. All right, first up, let's really get why this matters so much. This isn't just about being charming or good with people. No. Effective communication, and especially networking, is one of the absolute cornerstones of a successful career. Let me ask you a question. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, what single skill is responsible for finding a whopping 70% of all jobs? Think about it. Is it having the perfect resume, or maybe flawless interview skills? The answer is networking. Yep. You heard that right. 7 out of every 10 jobs are found through the connections we make, not through blindly applying online. Every single conversation you have is a potential doorway to an opportunity you didn't even know existed. That is the kind of power we're here to tap into. Okay, so you know you need to talk to people. But how? How do you actually kick things off? Let's dive into how to get past that awkward small talk phase and into a real, meaningful connection. I absolutely love this way of thinking about small talk. So many of us write it off as being pointless or fake, but it's really not. Think of it like a conversational handshake. It's that little bit of social glue that just eases everyone into the interaction and opens the door to something more. It's the gateway, not the destination. So, what are some practical ways to start? Well, instead of asking a question that gets a boring yes or no, try something open-ended. Or give a genuine compliment about something they've worked on. You can always talk about the event you're both at, or simply ask for their opinion. These are all super low-pressure ways to get that conversation started. So you've broken the ice. The conversation is officially rolling. Now what? Well, now you have to navigate it. And that means you've got to understand the context. And maybe even more importantly, pay attention to what isn't being said out loud. First things first, you have to read the room. Is this a super formal meeting or a casual coffee chat? See, formal communication is all about structure, rules, and being perfectly clear. But informal communication, that's spontaneous and relaxed. It's how we build friendships and come up with great ideas. The trick is just knowing which mode to be in. Now, this is one of the biggest secrets in all of communication. We stress out so much about finding the absolute perfect words, right? But get this. Our words only make up about 7% of our message's total impact. A mind-blowing 93% is all nonverbal. It's your body language and your tone of voice. So what does that really mean? It means how you show up physically matters. A lot. Standing tall with open posture screams confidence. Making good eye contact shows you're engaged and trustworthy. Your nonverbal signals are constantly sending a message, so you just need to make sure it's the right one. We've talked about how to start a conversation and what you're projecting, but now let's get into what might be the most powerful and most underrated skill of them all, listening. And we're not just talking about hearing sounds, we're talking about active listening. This means you're making a real choice to listen just to understand, not to figure out what you're going to say next. You're not just waiting for your turn to talk, you're completely focused on their message. And the impact of this is huge. Just like Justin Rosenstein says here, when you make someone feel truly, deeply heard, you're not just getting information, you're actually helping them think better. By creating that space, you build an incredible amount of trust and rapport. It's a game changer. So how do you actually do it? Well, first, be fully present. Put that phone away. Use little signals like nodding or leaning in to show you're locked in. Really fight that urge to interrupt, and here's a pro move. Paraphrase what they said. Say something like, okay, so what I'm hearing is, it proves you're not just hearing the words, you're actually getting it.
All right, every great conversation has to end eventually. And knowing how to make a graceful exit is just as critical as knowing how to start one. A smooth ending leaves a great final impression, and it keeps the door open for the next time.
Here are a few simple, totally polite phrases you can just pull out of your back pocket. Something like, well, it was great talking to you. I'm going to go grab another drink is perfect. The secret is just to be warm and clear about it, not awkward or apologetic. Last but definitely not least, let's build your secret weapon. This is for those moments when you need to introduce yourself quickly, clearly, and with real impact. Let's talk about your 60-second elevator pitch. Now, building a pitch isn't as scary as it sounds. It's a pretty simple process. Just start by thinking about your biggest accomplishments. You can even use the STAR method. That's situation, task, action, and result. Then boil those down into powerful little sentences. Find the common thread. Are you a creative problem solver, a data whiz? Then tweak that theme for who you're talking to, and this is key, and with a question. That's what makes it a conversation. This example just nails it. It starts with who he is, connects his background to his goals, and says what he's looking for. But the real magic is that last part. Can you tell me about? That open-ended question is everything. It turns a speech into a real dialogue. It's an invitation to connect. So there you have it. From understanding the stakes to starting the chat, navigating it, listening, exiting gracefully, and nailing your intro, you now have the complete playbook. So the only question left is, the next time that career-changing opportunity is standing right in front of you, will you be ready?